3 жовтня.
3rd of October, Media Center of Ukraine here. My name is Svetlana Nichiparenko, and we will be talking about the harvest of the 2025. And with us, Denis Marchuk, Deputy Chairman of the Ukrainian Agricultural Council. I think we are ready to start concluding. What is the conclusion of this year's harvest? How was it? How it is compared to the last year? Yes, partially we can start concluding, and 70% of planned square kilometers are already collected. It's 31.5 million ton of bean crops, and it's comparable to the last year. And as to the corn, it's going to be a little bit better. The oil and the sunflower, it's probably 67 million cultures we will see this year. In parallel with the gathered harvest, we're already sowing the overwinter cultures and crops, and this season turned out that the agricultural workers are working without stopping, without rest, because the drought resulted in the necessity to re-sow the fields, and right now everything is coming together, and we're hoping that the sowing square kilometers will be comparable to the last year as well. So did the sowing start everywhere in Ukraine? Yes, it has started everywhere in Ukraine because the weather conditions allow for it, and that's why we're expecting the weather to be good as well further. Which are the categories that are better, which are worse? Well, I would separate it by region because we are growing everywhere in Ukraine similar crops with certain inclination. However, in general, the biggest losses we have oil crops losses on the south of Ukraine, where the drought was the most severe, and also, however, with the help of the other regions, where we have compensated this lack of resources and 22.5 million tons of oil crops is a good indicator, taking into account the war that is ongoing, the bad weather, and so on and so on. This volume of crops means that all needs will be covered. Also, we are talking about maybe potential export of crops. However, we need to take into account that we are this year we are a little bit behind the previous year in terms of export. We already sent around 10 million. 36 million ton, so we will have to make up a little bit, and because starting the last month we only sent 3 million tons, which is not enough, but we will see from the context on the market. What is the lag connected to? Well, it's mostly internal problems. It's about soy export mostly, and lower categories. That's because August and September the export was active. However, it was delayed because because the law that was introduced recently makes 10% of export tax. And in this law, it is saying that the tax should be like this, but never provided an instruction as to how to determine which categories are exactly to be exported or not. So that's why some of the crops were held on the border, and many producers of this resource have stopped their production as for right now. However, we're expecting some kind of solution. Even today, the government of Ukraine was going to to correct this problem and fix the export. So let's continue about the export. Did the geography of our export change this year? Are there plans to expand? Yes, there were some changes within the programs of development of the wheat, particularly, which was undertaken within the frame of cooperation with the European Union. As there can be some limitations for the corn. However, taking into account the fact that the European Union does not tax the corn, we will be seeing some kind of solutions. So around 13 million tons of corn already has been sold to the European Union, and in general, the priority markets are Africa, Eastern Asian markets, and Eastern Asia. As a result, in this season, what are some conclusions that you will be taking into account for the next year? Well, it will depend on how the producers will adapt to the weather conditions, to the conditions within the internal conditions and external conditions. Like, for example, corn had a nice price this year, and we had a lot of corn sown, and we have good forecast for that. And I think also the overwinter crops will be also focused on, and in southeast region, it's where they will focus on the overwinter crops. So we are seeing the increase in prices for some of the food categories. What is that conditioned by? Well, this summer was from the point of view of the price increase stop. We had a worse situation with the berries because of the cold weather, and I would like to recommend to all the people that are doing food products at home that they start conserving and we are predicting that the vegetables can see an increase in prices, but not by far, except if we will have a bigger pressure in terms of Russia attacking our energy sector. And the additional load that the agricultural sector is going to put on the energy sector is quite high. So we are expecting the start of the season of industry. The industry transitions during this season. The industries transition to internal work, so to speak, and they will need increased electricity levels, energy levels. That's autumn and wheat. autumn and winter. It's this time between seasons. It's when we need to take into account the prices for the food, for the animal stock, for the overwinter sowing, everything. All these factors influence the prices. You said about the strikes against our energy sector, but also our food warehouses are a target for our enemy. We know that in Kharkiv region. They conducted strikes against the food factory. Around 10,000 of pigs were killed. Yes, 24 Shaheds destroyed a farm. 13,000 pigs. Eight buildings where the animals were located. Unfortunately, there were also people that suffered injuries, and this happens not the first time. And we understand that during the wartime, the agricultural sector of Ukraine remains its main sustainability domain, so to speak, because we're directly supporting not only the economy of Ukraine, but also the armed forces of Ukraine. So I would like to also mention some other. The dairy farm was also destroyed in the Kharkiv region. The enemy strikes systematically. So about the port, are there some significant cases that you could mention? Yes, near the front line, the territory was temporarily occupied. Enemy, when they were withdrawing, they were destroying all the technology, all the machinery that was on that territory. So right now we have this register that you can submit application and get a sleeve, a flexible sleeve, and this problem we kind of solved it. So you can address to us or to, this is a good technology. One sack is around 2 tons of conservation or preservation, and it does not, it preserves the crops nicely. However, the fact that the enemy continues doing it is a fact. Thank you. We were talking about this year harvest, and the Ukraine Media Center is going to work next week, and stay with us.